Right guys, it seems a long time since I featured a big tree, but I found one to do the intro. So we are out today with Dan's detecting days. We are in near Ashbourne again, different fields today. These were pasture before and a lot of hammered came off here. They are now been ploughed, rolled, settling, and we're on here today. There is 3 fields, but I'm going to concentrate on this one, which is field 2. Just simply because this is where the hammer's come up before, up at the top end. Obviously when I go out digging with groups, I like to promote the group that we're going with, so that's Dan's Detecting Days logo, and in the description will be a link to the Facebook group so that you can join and come on digs with Dan's Detecting Days based in Derbyshire. We are also sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so that's Dragon Detecting's logo there. That's also Relics MD's logo right there. And we have a code to save you 10% off most items at Dragon Detecting, which is AMD10. You can also use that code to buy the must-have finds pouch on the market at the moment, and they are absolutely sensational. From Relics MD, use code AMD10 and get 10% off that. If you've got this far and you've not subscribed, please consider doing so. It helps my channel grow, it helps me on my journey, and helps me create more content for you guys. So if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that, please hit like and comment if you would like to. We are currently running find of the month for May. We have loads of entries so far. That competition seems to grow each month. You can win yourself a little prize, as well as the must-have medallion from Ads Metal Detecting, which shows you the winner of find of the month for May. So it'll say May find of the month. You can come and win that. Come and show me what you found, come and enter it in the post. That would be absolutely fantastic. I am on the hunt for medieval coins today. It seems a long time since I've had a full medieval hammered coin. I'm trying to think back to when the last one was. And it's got to probably be when we were on the group dig and the 3 gold coins came up and I got a little farthing that day. I think that is the last full one I had. Since then they've either been chewed, cuts, cut halves, cut quarters, chowed by the plough, you name it. So I'm on the hunt for a full one. It seems like an eternity, although I bet it isn't that long if I actually sat down and took a look. But that's what I'm hunting for today. I would love to come home with a medieval coin. So we'll see what we find today, but that's the aim. That will be the aim over the next 2 digs. I want a full hammered coin. Don't ask me why. I found absolutely tons of them, but you know, when you haven't found one for a little bit, it knocks you off your keel a little bit. So it'd be nice to get back on the hunt with that. We had Roman a couple of weeks ago, and we had a little coin shoot and a modernish coin spill, but I want to get back on the hammered, so that's what we're searching for today. I've whittled on for long enough, so let's get on with the digging, and I'll see you on a few holes in a little minute. Right guys, we are on to our first coin. It has took a while. A lot of modern trash on here, but there's a coin down there, I think. We'll have a look. 45s. Nice strong signal, and that's what we've got just there. So I'm going to switch onto the other camera and let's have a look. So there we go. That's how I'm seeing it right now. There's some detail on there. So let's give it a quick clean and see what we've got. So we are cleaned up, and what I thought might be a bit of detail is actually all scrubbed off. So we'll let it dry out again, we'll see whether we find anything, but more than likely putting this down as a little metal disc. On to the next. potentially onto another coin. I'll show you its signal. 73s. Just down here. Where I've got a feeling it is going to be absolutely worn. So let's switch cameras and have a look. So there we go. Let's have a clean up and see what we've got. There we go. We're not going to get much off of that. It is absolutely battered, corroded and rubbed. So second coin of the day, but we're struggling for something identifiable. But a coin's a coin, so we carry on and on to the next. 45s, 46s, just there. I think we've got ourselves a halfpenny. So switch on to the other camera, we'll have a look. Right, there we go. 1891 I think that says, so it'll be a Queen Victoria halfpenny. Not in the best condition. Some of these normally come up really nice, but we can identify it. It's a coin. There we go. On to the next. Guys, it's been a very long day. I've wandered all over. This is where we are today. Let me just show you that. I've wandered all over this field. I've been tempted to go elsewhere, but if you look down somewhere there, I think we're onto a hammered, which is a result today. Whatever condition that's in, it looks as though it's come up clean, so we're going to have a quick look now. We want to see what we've got. So let me move this spade out of the way. Elevens, 12s, and we'll go down, and just here I think we've got ourselves a little hammered. It's broken, but let me switch on to the other camera and we'll have a look. So there we go, guys. You can just see the shield just there. I haven't seen this other side yet, but we're going to have a little clean. I'm going to see what we've got. There we go. Let's get it cleaned. So guys, we are all cleaned up. So you see just there we've got the shield. Just get you in the light, it's terrible with this sun. But there we go, so we've got the shield there. And if we just turn it over, it's very delicate. We will see just there, if you can see that. And this is a Henry VII sovereign penny. So we're talking 15th to 16th century. It is broken. It would have been nice to have a full one. The plough's obviously got to it. But that is amazing. And look at the silver. It is shining. And if that was a full one, that would be amazing detail. But we're on to the hammered, and that is amazing. And look at the detail on it. Just there. So let's get a few pictures. Let's get on to the next. So we're on to another coin. It's just down there. I'm going to show you what the signal is. 74s, 75s, 76s. Just pick it up there and you'll see just there, it's probably a halfpence. I'm going to give it a quick clean, switch to the other camera and see what we've got. Right, there we go, we are all cleaned up. At the moment I can't see absolutely anything on there. It is toasted, but coin's a coin. If we've got anything discernible, then maybe when it dries out I can see little bits coming through, so we'll let that dry and we'll see what we've got. But it's more than likely toasted coin. On to the next. Right guys, on to another one. 38 solid, you probably see that little white disc down there. I'm going to pull it up. And there we go. So let me get you onto the other camera. And we're going to see what we've got here. So, there is the very faint, it's a lead token by the looks of it. And there's a very faint pattern on there, if you can see, like a face. So it's worn away, but I believe what we've got here is a medieval farm token. We're just going to see whether we can get any more detail on that, but that is a cracking little find. So I've just moved off to the side just so we can get a better image, just because the sun is shining and I can't see a thing. But I don't know if we can get it back round, but there is some details on there. But this will date as the medieval period. It's a little farmer's token, probably talking about 15th, 16th century. So another little find on here, and that's amazing. Stunning. Happy with that. We'll catch that in the roundup. On to the next. Right guys, on to another one. 65, 66, 67. I'll take it down, show you what it is, and it's that there. So you see the little ridge down there, In fact, let's switch on to the other camera so we can see. So you see this little ridge down here? This makes me feel like it's a small little medieval pot leg, and it would have come down like that, and then the feet on there at the bottom, and it's the only thing I can think it may be. I mean, it could be just a chunk of bronze, but that down there makes me think that it is. That's a nice little find there. It shows that there's some more age on here. So we've got the little farmer's token, we've got the hammered coin, and then we've got this, and I'm up in this area, and I think I'm gonna have another play until the battery dies completely. Well, it's another little find for the field, so let's keep on going on to the next. Alright guys, battery has just died, so I thought I'd do a little update on some of the stuff that we haven't caught on camera. Was this earlier? Little front of a lorry there. Switch cameras a minute. So there we go, little front of a lorry. Then we had a faceless button. See that there's nothing much on there. We had another faceless button. Nothing on there. Broken bit of a button just there. Just thought I'd go through and update you on what we found. This buckle, I don't think there's any major age to that. Buckle would have gone straight across there, but it's a buckle, so we cannot complain. Got another little button there. We'll have a clean of that. I'm not sure if there's something on it, so let's get through these others first. We got this one here. This one has got some detail on it. You just see in the centre what looks to be a little spiraled flower, maybe, and then some detail around the edge. Another one here. This has got some detail. Look at that. I turn it this way, you can see the flowers. So got one there, and then the buds coming off there, so that's quite nice. Another little faceless button. Another little faceless button. A little bit of lead there with some what may be a bit of detail on there. I doubt it, just because of the way it is proportioned on the back. So let's put those in there, and let's look at some interesting things. So we've got another musket ball just there. Can't really see a seam on it there. There may be, but I'm doubting it. I think it's just a more modern musket ball. We've got this, which I thought when it came up was a little medallion, and that was the top bit there, but I've got a feeling that this attaches to something else. Now I can't see any detail on there, but we'll have a little clean and see. We've got this little bit here that makes me think like it's a little button, so I'm wondering, but we'll have a look at that. And then we've got this one to clean, so we'll do that now. So this was one of the buttons that came up off camera. I'm thinking there's going to be no detail whatsoever on this. Most of the other buttons we've found haven't, but we thought we'd just give it a little clean on camera and see whether anything comes up. I very much doubt it, So well, there we go. It's a faceless button again. Put that in there. Musket ball, we'll put that in there. And then there's this one, which is very intriguing and could just be absolutely nothing. As I say, I thought we're onto a little medallion, you know, just for this top bit there. But the more I look at it, the more that doesn't look like that. And I don't think we're going to get much more detail off this. I think it might be just one of those things that looks interesting, but when you get down to it, there is nothing on there. I'm looking for any little bit of detail before we put it to one side. It is heavily corroded. So it could be absolutely anything. We'll take it home, we'll have a look, and we'll see whether it comes to anything. But that's you all caught up. As I say, my battery has just died. We are done for the day, so we're going to move on to the roundup. Right guys, this pot is empty at the moment, because I've seen a few of my subscribers with these pots, and when they take these pots out and don't use anything else, they use this pot, they come up with things. So this is a lucky pot, I'm guessing. Guess what, there is no more available of this design. This is the last of them. If you've got one, you are very privileged, because there will only be 10. Because the next ones will either have the white beard or will do something a little bit different. But these are limited. There was 10 done. 8 have gone out to subscribers, and 1 is with my wife, and I have 1. So this will be the last of those designs. But as I was saying, when people take these pods out, they're showing me things in these pods. Romans, Hammards, Jettons, all sorts of things, and it's very interesting. So I decided this was the pot I was using today, and you've got to say it has come up trumps, because let's go through. This was a bit off camera. I thought it was just a piece of lead, but if we see on the back, well, it is a piece of lead, but if we see on the back, it's got this mark in here as it goes in, and what could be a little bit of detail just there. But we've got nothing much on there. It looks as though it would have been much bigger than that. So we'll see. I'm not sure what that is, but it's interesting. We've got the 2 coins there, where we're going to get no detail whatsoever off them at the moment in time. We'll let them dry. We'll see if any shadows pop through, and we'll see whether we can identify what it is, but that's very doubtful, as is this one here, unless anything pops through. We can't see anything at the moment as it's drying out. I'm in 2 minds as to whether that is a coin and it's just heavily corroded, or it's something else, but I think it's a coin. We've got the medieval pot leg just here, which I believe it is. You can see by that ridge down there, it very much looks like one. Small one, but it looks like one. And then we've got this, and I don't know whether you were able to see any of the detail. I'm just going to switch your cameras a minute, see whether, now I'm in a bit of shade, whether we can see it. So let me have a look and see. So there is a little bit of detail coming through there. You see the straight lines and things that we can see on there, and then on the other side I could see a face, or what looked like a face, and I can't quite get it to that angle. I'm hoping the camera earlier picked that up, but it is a farmer's token. It's a lead farmer's token. It will be from the medieval period. You're probably looking into the 15th century, but that's what that is. So it's a nice find, and I'm hoping that we pick that detail up earlier. Still can't do it, still can't see it. I did see it earlier, did see it. Anyway, and the star of the show is the little hammered. This would have been amazing if it was full. You look there and look at the detail coming through, and it's a Henry the 7th sovereign penny. And you look at this detail here and you go, that could have been amazing if that was full. Can't complain, because it's a hammered, and it's what I was searching for today. I am searching for a full one. It seemed a long time since we got a full one, but you're talking like a 500-year-old coin there, which we have found today, which is absolutely amazing. It is a piece of history, and we are very happy about that. So that is now a lucky pot. So when we are out next, which I think is with digging history, I'm taking this, and we're going to see what we find, and see whether this is the lucky pot. So I'm going to spin you around. We're going to do the outro, and then make us way. Right guys, that is the end of the dig. Unfortunately my battery has run absolutely dry. I've got the R&B Power X that is coming on its way, but I haven't currently got it at the moment, so we're done for the day. There is nothing I can do. I need to get these home anyway and get charged up ready for the next one, but we're done for the day. We hit a hammered coin. I'm over the moon, because most of that day looked like we were never going to find one, so it's absolutely fantastic. Little Henry the 7th sovereign penny. It has been chowed by the plough, but it's a lovely condition. If that was full, it would look absolutely amazing. Cannot complain. Some other finds along the way, but I'm still searching for that full one, which we haven't had in a little while. It's been a lot of cut halves, cut quarters, chowed by the plough, so we're still on the hunt, but I can't complain. There is people that have had worse digs than I have. We always seem to be on those finds, so we can't complain. Next we are with digging history, that's the next one. I think we're in Pinchbeck, which I'm looking forward to, so hopefully that will be good. Today we are out with Dan's Detecting Days. So you've seen a few episodes of what's come up on Dan's Detecting Days. They are nice digs. They are smaller number of people digs. They are, I don't know if intimate's the right word, but just to give you an example today, we are on a field that was previously pasture, fairly middle to longish grass, where a lot of coins came up, a lot of hammered coins came up. It's been ploughed, and the numbers for today, I kid you not, were around about between 10 and 14 people, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it was definitely no more than 14 people. There is 3 fields that I'm looking at right now. They all sit next to each other, roughly around about 10 acres each. So when you talk about the amount of people that's digging, it's probably about 10. And I think today, so far, 6 hammereds have come up. It may be more than that. I think a Roman coins come up, some various interesting bits. And you've seen my finds. So intimate is probably the right word, because there's very little people, but there's still a fair amount of land. Intimate is probably the right word, because there's few people, but what I don't want you to think is you're on top of each other, because there is plenty. We will not even cover this. There will be more hammereds under this field. So if you want to get on a dig with Dan's Detecting Days in Derbyshire, that's the logo there. In the description will be the link to the Facebook group. You can join, get on a dig with Dan's Detecting Days if you fancy it. As always, we are sponsored by Dragon Detecting. That's their logo there. Also that's Relics MD's logo. And if you want 10% off most items at Dragon Detecting, that's the code there, which is AMD10, while also getting 10% off the must-have finds bag on the market at the moment. Absolutely brilliant. Relics MD, 10% AMD10. You can use that code. If you've got this far, you've enjoyed the content or previous videos that you've watched and you are not subscribed, please, I ask you, please subscribe. It helps a lot. It is like a snowball effect. The more people that are subscribed, the more people that are viewing, the more people it puts the video in front of, and in turn puts it again in front of more people, and it keeps going. So if you haven't subscribed and you like watching my content, if you haven't got an account and you're watching, go get an account and subscribe. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do so, because it really does help, and that would be amazing, and I will be eternally grateful. That is it. That's the end of the episode. As I say, next we are with Digging History. I think we're in Pinchbeck, but you'll see that one next week. Thank you for watching. I've been Ads, and that's another episode of Ads Metal Detecting done. I'll see you in a bit.